I thought I would share with you what is this problem about Yemen? Why the Yemen war is going on? Why is Saudi and UAE so involved in the war in Yemen? Why is US involved in that? I was scratching my head myself and wondering why the hell is Saudi and UAE so interested in Yemen, and why is let's say Iran supplying weapons, Saudi supplying weapons? Why is US supplying weapons? What's the big drama? What is the problem in the Middle East? So I did a little bit of research. Now, mind you, this is my research. I can be wrong. You give me your research. You tell me if what I'm saying is right or wrong. Okay? So let's move in to understand why the war in Yemen. Now, before we do move into the war in Yemen, understand something. Islam, or the religion Islam, is divided into two sects. Okay? You have the Shiite and you have the Sunni. Okay? Let's understand this. So let's call this Shiite. Let's call this Sunni. Just to understand Shiite and Sunni. Okay. So here, when you have Shiite, you have Iraq and Iran. Shiite, that is very popular in Iraq and Iran, and Sunni is very popular in Saudi, and the Mecca, Medina kind of chaps. All right. Now, Sunni is the most popular. It's all over the world. But Shiite is mainly popular in Iraq and Iran. So let's understand this much. And I'll tell you why I'm telling you this much about Islam first. So you got that. This is Shiite. This is Sunni. Sunni is popular all over the world. Shiite is popular mainly in Iraq and Iran. Okay. So coming back to our story about the Yemen war. Why exactly? So now in Yemen, if you go back 25 years ago, you had two guys who were the main guys, the main leader. You had Mr. Saleh, who was the president of Yemen, and Mr. Hadi, who was the vice president. Now, the president was supported by Shiite, and the vice president was supported by Sunni. Remember the Saudi? Okay. So they were the leader. He was the big boss. He was a small boss. And under their leadership, Yemen was actually not achieving great milestones. Under their leadership, you had 45% of the population which was malnourished. Malnourished means they didn't have basic food to eat. And you also had more than half the population, 54%, living under poverty. So these guys, the rich were getting richer. The poor were not just getting poorer, but they were dying. Okay. In fact, the situation was so bad, it seems that in certain parts of Yemen, there was not even water to drink, and water was available once every 20 days. So these guys were just busy filling up their pockets, exploiting the nation, being powerful, but not taking care of the country. Okay. So what happened is, after like 23 years, this guy, Mr. Saleh, who was the president, and this guy, Mr. Hadi, they decided, hey, listen, you have been the president for too long. How about making me the president? So Hadi became the president. Saleh became vice president. So he said, okay, I'll give you a chance. So let me enjoy, relax, take a little, off. So Hadi became the president for 1 year. And Hadi became the president for the second year. Actually, it's supposed to be for 2 years only. However, Hadi somehow kind of enjoyed being the president, and he said, hey, this president stuff is kind of good. Why should I be the vice president? I'll be the main boss. So instead of stepping down year number 2, he decided, I'm going to continue being the president. So when Saleh, this guy, asked Hadi, this guy, hey, I let you be the president. How about making me back? He said, fuck you. He didn't actually say fuck you, but he said, no, shut up. I'm going to continue being the president of fuck off 1 more year. So Saleh said, okay, last chance, one last year. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. When the third year finished, he still wanted to be the president, and that is where Saleh got slightly pissed off. Okay? And when he got pissed off, well, he decided, I'm going to, just ask him to leave. He didn't ask him to leave. He wanted to maybe shoot him, kill him, or assassinate him, or do some shit just to kick him out. And he had the backing between Iraq and Iran, because he is, remember what I told you, he's Shiite. Now, Why this problem of Shiite and Sunni? See, the problem is in Islam, you have, like I told you, the Shiite and Sunni. Now, they want their groups to grow. They don't want the other groups to grow. So just like Catholic and Protestant or whatever, two different teams, let's say football teams or, cricket teams, they just want their team to be successful. So in religion, they want their religion to spread. They want their groups to grow. Now, what happened is, because this guy, Hadi, was the main guy, they were afraid, Saleh and team and Iraq and Iran, they were afraid that this guy will help bring in more Sunni people and the Sunni groups will grow more. So they bought in this fear factor. Remember, politics is all about fear. And then Saudis, because this guy was busy attacking him and trying to remove him, Saudi supplied weapons to Hadi to get rid of Saleh. So Saleh, looking at Hadi getting weapons from Saudi, he approached his Shiite friends, that is Iraq and Iran. Hey guys, give me some weapons, let me attack them. So that is where it was not Saudi and Iran attacking each other directly, but through the proxy, through somebody else. So Saudi was busy supplying weapons to Hadi. Iran was supplying weapons to Saleh. However, in order to win, Saudi decided, okay, let's move the game one notch higher. And that is where US comes in. Okay. So Saudi, what it did is, Saudi approached United States under Obama's leadership and said, hey, Obama, how are you? We love you. Western and Eastern philosophies, Christian, Muslim, we are one. Saudi and US, we have done oil production so much. So, I'll give you some business, give me some weapons. So under Obama, as per the report of 7th September 2016, Obama supplied $115 billion. Imagine $115 billion. Or for those of you who are fans of Obama and think Obama is such a nice guy and Obama is such a peaceful guy, great orator, great bullshitter. But behind, he plays a game of politics pretty well. He supplied $115 billion worth of weapons to Saudi to give it to, our friend, Mr. Hadi. Okay. Now you might be thinking, oh, Loy, so why it's so bad? Why you're speaking bad about Obama? Obama is such a good guy. Well, because of the weapons supplied by Saudi to Mr. Hadi, they started attacking, the Shiite population of Yemen, which was, two groups fighting with each other. They started attacking schools. They started attacking hospitals. They started attacking humanitarian centers. And it seems that on 17th January 2017, by that time, at least 100,000 people had been killed. And because of this, even doctors refused to go to Yemen because their positions were being exposed and they were being attacked. And because of this war that US supplied the weapons, more than 17 million people are now facing a crisis of malnutrition, lack of water, lack of basic facilities. One Yemeni child, one small baby dies every 10 minutes. So by the time this video, now 10 minutes are up, that means one child is already dead because thanks to Saudi, thanks to US. And 82%, remember before I told you only 45% or only 50% of the population was under malnutrition. Because of this 82%, it has gone to that much are suffering and they don't have food, water or humanitarian aid. Now, as soon as these reports got out and USA started to look bad because it was US weapons, all of a sudden the US said, okay, stop. Obama said, oh, stop. We are humanitarian people. US has Western values. We need to stop giving these weapons to Saudi. So Obama, after selling the weapons and enjoying his term, when he was about to step down, before that he said, stop the weapons, we are good people. And he stepped down and he walked away. Then guess who came? Donald Trump, our good friend Donald Trump came. And he said, fuck Obama, he stopped the weapons, I'm going to restart the weapons. And he made an even bigger deal, even bigger sale to Saudi. which if you Google, you will come to know that, yes, remember MBS going shaking hands with the President Trump? So they sold so many weapons that the entire, all these years, the number of Yemeni children, women, innocent people who died have died in one single year. All those years compiled together, much more have died this year after Donald Trump sold weapons to Saudi. So now what is happening is you have Iran and Saudi playing this Cold War where they supply weapons to two parts of Yemen. And the UAE is part of with Saudi because UAE doesn't want democracy, which will fail because wherever, see, it's not like how, the Western values where people are educated. Here, people are hardcore about religion. Any Muslim scholar says something, okay, we need to kill ourselves for the glory of God. We need to kill people. You need to explode yourself and you'll get land of milk and honey and 72 virgins. And educated people may not fall for it, but the majority of people who are like God-fearing, as they would say, and take scriptures literally or not smart enough, they actually are prepared to die. And when people are suffering, when people don't have food to eat, when people don't have water to drink, when people are seeing their own families die, they are prepared to kill others. They are prepared to do anything just to get a meaning and purpose in their lives. So democracy is not the answer, which I totally agree with UAE. So UAE has teamed with Saudi because they want to stop the pushback from Iran and the pushback from Shiites. So they want the Sunni population to grow. So this is what the problem in Iran is all about. And it's not going to go anytime soon because as long as religion is there, as long as people are passionate about what they believe, as long as such a big country like Iraq and Iran and the Shiites are there, and as long as Saudi, UAE and the Sunnis are there, and as long as United States is busy supplying weapons because they make good amount of money, of course they need to reduce their deficit and they need to bring some foreign exchange. This war is never going to end, and I don't see any solution at sight. It's impossible for them to reach a solution. It's not going to happen at all. So this is my research. Let me know, what do you think? Am I wrong? Am I right? Did I get this translation correctly? I would love to hear your views.